And now we have Andrew.
All right.
He's the cleanup hitter.
Sherry, that was amazing. Oh man, there's so many
Agree
smart
that, yeah,
people
that was
here.
really good stuff.
Amazing.
Well, thanks,
Really,
thanks.
really good.
Love it. Awesome. Well, that stuff complements my stuff pretty well, so I'm excited about it. And should I jump into it, Norm and Kevin?
Yeah, just go for it.
Let's go for it. All right, cool. Awesome, guys. So excited to be here. Thank you, Kevin and Norm, for letting me come on and share some stuff. I get these things. So I have like reverse ADD where instead of being hopping around everywhere, my mind gets absolutely like hardcore obsessed with things. And one of my obsessions is AI, right? So I love that we're coming out and doing this workshop like this. And so I came out with a couple of things I've just been obsessed with lately. And the nice thing with AI is it changes so fast. I have a new obsession every month. So on Norm's podcast, I did how to create AI videos. We did that. Was that May? April? Norm, I forget, but it was sometime
It
in.
hasn't come out yet.
Oh no! Oh
No,
no!
no,
Okay, all
no,
right. Well,
no,
there's a
it
tease.
was.
Oh boy. Okay, there's a tease. Look. Wait for that awesome little kind of workshop we did together. So with Norm. So hopefully it'll come out soon. You gotta publish that quick, Norm, because this stuff expires. This stuff is quick, so we have to stay on top of the ball. Um, Awesome. Cool. Is everybody still awake? Can I get like a hell yeah, let's go AI, something fun in the chat, please? Hey, there we go. Hey, Kevin. Awesome. Kevin, awesome. I'm glad you're here, Kevin. We have a weekly WAM that we do together. We're in an accountability group together. It's great to see you, man. Awesome. Hey, there's lots of people here. Okay, all right, let's effing go. Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, perfect. All right, you guys are awake. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's get after it. Let's bring the heat. Let's do some fun stuff. Okay. Um I am going to tell you guys about these cool concepts. I figured I want to. I had a problem where I have too many things to share, like too many concepts, too many examples, too many fun things to do. So I had a hard time kind of like just limiting it down to like one or two or three cool concepts. And so I'm gonna hit a couple of like beginner concepts and intermediate and hopefully some really advanced crazy stuff that we're doing right now. And seeing stuff from like Sherry, that data you showed us how to create, that's gonna complement really well this advanced stuff that I'm gonna show you guys. So okay, can I get you guys can see my screen okay, right?
Yeah, looks good.
Perfect. Okay. Awesome, guys. So I had this new concept. I wanted to bring something new, right? So I created this new concept I'm going to call an AI review loop. Okay. So this is a type of agentic flow. And so I wanted to share this concept with you guys, an AI review loop. We're using AI agents to generate, judge, and refine the best content. Right. And the nice thing is that you can get these no code solutions, like kind of like what Sherry is showing there, no code solutions that can just crank out insane amount of amazing top content. Of course, there's a lot of junk you can create with AI, and we're trying to figure out how can we refine it so that we can create the best content. So that's kind of the advanced topic here. Um, and so that's what we're going to be doing using AI agents to generate that best content. And we want to create a system and a process that can do all this stuff with us without us having to be so involved in the loop. So who am I? I am Andrew Erickson. I am the founder of several seven-figure brands. I am an engineer turned entrepreneur. So I actually have a degree in applied mathematics and electrical engineering. And I did my senior thesis on artificial intelligence back in 2009. So been doing stuff in this space for a while. But I left my engineering to start a couple of Amazon brands just because like I love e-commerce entrepreneurship. And so since then I've also become a leader or a coach inside the Titan network. I did study applied math and engineering in school, and I've also designed and launched over 100 physical products And I was also the seven-figure Seller Summit AI competition winner of 2023. Is that okay if I talk about a different summit, AI summit, Kevin, on this one?
Yeah, that's fine. Gary's a good guy.
Awesome, cool. Yeah. So, anyways, that's enough about me. Who cares about me? Here's a guy that's way cooler and smarter than me. That is Sam Altman, the CEO of ChatGPT of OpenAI, and he said this, which I thought was amazing. The future of AI is not about replacing humans. It's about making us smarter and more creative. So it to me, I think that it's not a human or an AI. It's a human plus an AI. It's us together, right? So we need to figure out how can we kind of merge our minds together, right? And so this new concept, which I know a lot of people have already been talking about, are this new thing that's really hitting hard this last year are AI agents. And it's like we've discovered a new continent with 10 billion geniuses all willing to work for free or pennies, really, it's just pennies to create these AI agents, which is just amazing. And I'll talk about how we've replaced some of the people on our team with AI agents already and saved literally thousands of dollars already doing this. There's this new concept of Web 4.0, the AI-driven web. And so the web one was like static, so just like just a landing page that you could just kind of go to and just read, but you can't do anything else. Web 2.0 is social, where you can publish your own pictures and tweets and stuff. Web 3 is mobile or blockchain, depending on who you ask. And then Web 4 is AI agents. This is the beginning of the AI web, which is there's lots of fun. There's some scary things happening, but there's also most of it I think is pretty awesome. So I'm pretty excited about it. And then the next 12 months, we're going to have AI coworkers in Slack, says Dario, the CEO of Anthropic, which is the Claude, the owner, the creator of Claude. And he said that, what's funny? He said that about 12 months ago. And guess what? That day is today. Like I am now using AI agents inside of Slack where I'm talking back and forth to them and creating kind of setting up prompts and flows and characters and stuff inside of Slack and talking back and forth to them, which is awesome and amazing, right? And of course, those people, those entities, those intelligences are free or nearly free, literally pennies to talk to them instead of hundreds, thousands of dollars a month in salaries. So first, I want to start out. Okay, we're gonna get to some really cool, exciting, advanced stuff, but I want to start out with some of the fundamental basics, just because I think that it's always good to start at the beginning, quickly go through the beginning, so everyone's kind of on the same page, and then we'll jump into the advanced stuff. And so the frameworks for success. My favorite one, if you're asleep or the advanced stuff, the code and the data and the data files, if that stuff's too complicated. That's okay because these are more frameworks. These are more like ideas, concepts to run your life around rather than or run your business around rather than like how to actually implement these things. And this framework I love that I think about every quarter. I'm thinking about the AI audit rule. Every 3 to 6 months, every quarter, test if AI can automate this task. So we take a long list of tasks and roles and responsibilities and things that we're looking at, and we just say like, okay, is now the time to automate this through AI? Email creation, well, we started out so listing creation, that was something that we completely delegated out to AI back in 2023. Email creation or email is beginning of email stuff. We delegate out in 2024, 2025. Now we're starting to do video delegation where we don't need as many content creators because we can create these things. This is that audit role we're going through. So I just think it's a good framework. Also, this other framework that I love, it's called the perfect prompt formula. So perfect prompt formula starts out with these 6 things. And if you want to take a screenshot, now's a great time to take a screenshot. And you guys are very welcome to chat if you guys have any questions along the way. I'm pretty good at opening the chat and reading through the chat if you have any questions and answering them kind of in real time. So the perfect prompt formula, great screenshot here. That is task, context, persona, format, exemplar or examples, and tone. And so we'll dive into what that looks like. So, task. So this is the thing. Anytime you prompt, you want to cover these. Think about these six things to create an amazing prompt inside of AI. And again, we're starting out at the fundamentals, then we're going to jump into some of the super crazy advanced stuff. So the first thing here is task. Start with an action word. Do, generate, create, write, judge, evaluate, brainstorm. These action words. That's the task at hand, right? That's the most important thing. Context. What's the background? What does success look like? And what environment what environment are we in? The persona. So who do you want the AI to be? So think about who you want instant access to. I want instant access to the CEO, to a lawyer, to a doctor, to a professional email writer, to an SEO blog writer, right? So who do we want the AI to be? The format. So a nice way of thinking about this, how do I want the data formatted at the end if we're trying to create content we're trying to put out there? One thing I always do is like close your eyes and visualize what it looks like. Header, middle, signature of the email or the blog with the pictures in the middle, or a report, a several page report that helps you analyze this data file you're looking at. Think of the format. Exemplar, or just good examples like here, look at this email, look at this blog, look at this whatever. And then finally, tone. Tell the AI the feeling you're looking for. What kind of feeling am I trying to achieve? And use mood words: happy, excited, um, concerned, professional, that kind of tone. So here's an example. You are a senior product. So here's persona, right? You're a senior product marketing manager at Apple, and you've just unveiled the latest Apple product in collaboration with Tesla, the Apple Car, and received 12,000 pre-orders, which is 200% higher than the target. That's a context. The task is to write an action word, to write an email. The format's an email to your boss, Tim Cookie, to share the positive news. Exemplar, the example is this email should include a too long didn't read section, background, and other stuff like that. And finally, the tone. Use clear and concise language to write a confident yet friendly tone. So if you hit those six things, you're always going to have the perfect prompt. So I just think it's kind of like a great kind of fundamental here that is works out really well. And then there's also an order of importance, which is going task is most important, then context and exemplar going all the way down to tone. This is also a good one to screenshot if you want to grab an example of this. So most important, and then everything kind of the exemplar and persona. So these are required: task and context, with these bottom four being optional. Okay, so all right, next one that's kind of fun. And again, I'm trying to show you, give you guys a couple of frameworks just so you have. I'm trying to get you guys some gold nuggets. I'm a miner here, and I'm trying to mine a bunch of gold nuggets for you guys. I'm hoping that at least one of these things sticks, right? Cool. Okay. All right. This one is really fun. It's just an example of it. It's one of my favorite prompts. It's one of my favorite ones that actually helps a lot, and it's also a good example of a good prompt. Okay, so if you've used ChatGPT, so you have to have like a login and use it. You can't have never used it before. We can ask the AI to act as a personal strategic advisor. That's the persona. Act, right? And act also is an action word, right? Give a context of who it is. Your mission is to identify critical gaps holding me back, design specific action plans, and for each response, tell me what I should hear and what I need to hear, follow with specific actionable steps. Do this. This is an awesome prompt. I made a QR code, so you can just use your phone, point it at the screen. It'll open up a text file, and you just copy paste that into ChatGPT. You don't have to add anything else, and it will create a plan through this perfect 180 IQ business coach to tell you what to do. This process was kind of scary how amazing it was. So go ahead and try that. And I'm curious if anybody, when somebody tries it, tell me what you thought about it in the chat, or tell me some of the feedback. And usually people go quiet for a few minutes on this because they start reading it and they go, "Oh my God, this is like too me, too much about me." So in the chat, let me know. And I know it usually takes a minute or two for people to go through that. So maybe we'll circle back to that part. Okay. So now Jonathan said I did a similar. Okay, Jonathan's in my mastermind with me. So did you do this exact same one, Jonathan? I did a similar one and it gave me 10 pages of work to do. I hope it was good work to do. Awesome. All right. So we'll see if we can circle back to that one maybe and see if people give, or once the oh yeah, there you go. Shlomo, I had too many plates spinning. Yes, I hear you on that one. Yeah, so read through it. It's pretty awesome. I honestly reuse a prompt like this every few months to kind of reevaluate what's going on, and I have gotten amazing advice from this thing. So it's awesome. Okay, all right. Now we're going to get into some of the fun, advanced stuff that I think is pretty exciting. So we're going to use agents to create amazing content on repeat. And the cool thing is that, um, oh yeah, so Shlomo, you said I'm worth $500 an hour and doing things are $20 an hour tasks. That's a great one. So use agents to create amazing content. The problem is that most of the content we create through AI just falls flat. It's really pretty lame. Uh, it's usually very generic, lacks differentiations. One-shot output is low quality. One shot just means that like you just ask it once or twice, and then that's kind of the answer. It's not that good. And you're not doing any editing or feedback loop. So one prompt is just a very, very mediocre answer, right? Especially for creating content to publish. So here's a great example. Here's a prompt I wrote. Write a concise marketing email for a dog brand. Dog essentials. Tired of pet gear that clashes with your home? We were too. Here's what we created. Modern, high quality. Yeah, it's just kind of lame, right? And it also sounds very chat GPT-y, right? Because you have the one, two, three bullet points, you have the emojis, you have the the long what do you call those things? End dash, and then like a long dash, and end dash. It just sounds very, people are kind of keen on this, that this is pretty lame content. And so what we need to do is that we know that, yeah, the dash, says Shane, yeah, the end dash. It's terrible. That's always the biggest giveaway on AI content. Hopefully there's not any of that in my other in the rest of my presentation. So even expert answers don't get it right, and human workflows include ideation, edit, feedback. So really, this idea of brainstorming. And so we can have AI follow the same process of brainstorming, coming up with content ideas, creating emails around those ideas, and then judging those emails, right? This whole flow that we're going to do. So don't just generate, iterate. That's the idea. Is we want to create something and iterate, keep going over and over and over again. So this is what I'm calling the AI review loop. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with divergent thinking, which is like brainstorming, divergent thinking, letting the AI, giving it context of what you want it to do, and then letting it think of things to do. And then taking that big list and then honing it down. So it's convergent thinking, meaning bringing it all together. And here's what the multi-agent workflow looks like. So generate ideas, judge results, and iterate over and over and over again. And so, okay, so now we're getting into what this concept looks like, right? AI loop for email. So first we're going to start with we're going to, actually I should say, first we're going to give it context of what we want to do. Context on our brand, context on our previous emails, context on our other blogs and other books or any other resources. And then we're going to ask a brainstorming agent to generate several email ideas. And of course, this can be anything, blogs, um, product ideas, whatever it is. Use an idea judge. So take those brainstorm results and judge those ideas, scores and ranks them. A writer agent then will write several emails based off of that topic. We then use another judge to look at all those emails and pick the best email. And then we can also use an AI, an image generator to then create images for that final email. And then use another judge to judge uh, those images. And the cool thing too is also the one thing I found too is that when you create content, I can you use when I create content in one AI platform, I use a different AI platform to judge that result, and that seems to work much better. They're better at criticizing each other than they are at criticizing themselves. So I'll have ChatGPT create an email, and I'll have Claude evaluate it, or I'll have Claude create it, and I'll have Grok XAI judge it, and we'll see what that looks like here in a second. So here's just kind of a visual. We're going to jump in and do a live demo, but here's a visual here on the brainstorm agent. So we're going to have this brainstorm agent create ideas. Then we're going to have an evaluation, evaluate those ideas. Then we're going to send the good ideas to a writer agent, and then we're going to choose the best email. And here's kind of an example of what that looks like. And again, okay, now we're ready for a live demo. Has anyone is anybody using N8N? I think there was a tutorial earlier this morning on how to get started on N8N, right? Let me know in the chat. Okay, so here's what it looks like. And I've created this thing, and I'm going to share it with you guys. So if you want this flow, I'm happy to send it. If you're comfortable doing N8N, you can. Oh, perfect. Okay, so okay, yeah, you did cover N8N getting started with it, right? Okay, good. So it's not an N8N tutorial. So we're going to take that learning from earlier, and here's an example of how to then grow it, right? And if you want this flow, you can go ahead and just email me and I'll send it to you. Juan, yeah, go ahead and just email me and I'm happy to send this to you. And hopefully also this concept too. Just I'm happy to send the actual flow to you, but I also want to share the concept, like the ideas here. It's not just a like, yes, you can push the button and make it happen, but I also want to get like the concept, like here's this idea that we can create something, have an AI judge it, and then have better content after that. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so here's what it looks like. So you input your context here. We can pull our previous emails. I'm using Dropbox, but you can use Google Drive. You can just copy paste them in here, whatever you want. Blog examples. Also, one thing I found for my brand, I actually upload books in my space. Depends on what you're doing, right? But I sell toys and we have like educational toys. So I actually take really amazing books in our space, like parenting books basically, and upload them. Just I don't tell the author, but I just find pirated PDF versions on the internet for free. I did pay for it, actually to consume it, but I find a pirate version and upload it to the AI and put it in there. And then uploading like really high quality material like books, this works fantastically well. But in this example, instead of me uploading a bunch of books, I figure I'll just grab a couple of blogs because they're a lot easier to see. So I can put these in, and I can put as many blogs as I want in here. I can put 100, you know, you could put two. I have two just to make it easy. You could put 20, whatever. There's also another way you can do it where you can actually have it go and find blogs for you. It's a little complicated though. It's outside the scope of this presentation, but like you can make it happen. Once you get these N8N flows going, they're insane how much automation you can do. And you do not need to code. There's no JavaScript or C++, whatever stuff. It's all drag and drop. You literally just drag, whoop, drag and drop. And uh yeah, Theana, that's a great idea. I will definitely send all the prompts out in a template. So and I have a QR code at the end that will be able to sign up and get all the stuff too. But I can also send it. You can also just email me if you want to make sure. Just email me and I'll make sure to send it out. And also for those who are on the replay, my email is Andrew at titannetwork.com. So if you can't see the chat. So okay. Now let me show you what's happening here. We're importing previous emails. This is just a text output that I just saved into Dropbox. You could just copy paste your emails into if you want. Here's a couple of blog examples. You can also pull in PDFs. Same way that I pulled in this text from Dropbox, you can pull in PDFs from Dropbox as well or Google Drive. It all works. It all hooks up pretty easily. These are also like the button you press. When you add in Dropbox, it just prompts you like log into Dropbox and then just works like that. Like you don't have to, there's not any code, whatever stuff. So you just like plug and play and it works. Here's the part where we're defining our brand and avatar. So let me show you kind of an example of what this looks like. So if we open this up, we're defining these are the important things we need to create good content. Good content for this in this particular thing we're using an email creator, right? So the first things we need to have a well-defined avatar. Of course, we need to use our brand name. We need to prompt the content creator and prompt an email criteria of how we're judging these things, right? So here, hopefully you can read all this. Let's see if I can zoom in so it's a little bit easier for you guys to read. So I have this brand that I did in a different AI workshop where I used AI to completely build a brand new brand based off of just completely prompting AI to help build the whole thing. And so it came out pretty well. So I thought, well, let's just repeat it here too. It's pretty fun. So this brand name is Positively Chic. A little bit of a pun there. Positively. And our avatar is a stylish dog owner, typically basically millennial age, who cares deeply about maintaining a beautiful home and also treats their pet like a family member. They prioritize high functional, eco-friendly items. Above all, they value products that reflect their design taste. So basically, uh, uh, aesthetic millennial dog owner who has a high desire for aesthetically pleasing products. That's our avatar, right? Branding is positively chic. Our content creator is the one that's going to be creating the content for us. You're a design savvy pet lover who understands that great style doesn't stop at the dog bowl. You have an eye for clean, modern aesthetics and cozy touches, and it goes on and on. And I put in this avatar into ChatGPT and said, help me create a content creator for this avatar. And this is what it came up with. So this AI created all this stuff, right? And then the criteria, again, you can add whatever you want in here, but I found this works really well. Just these very beginner, these simple criteria here work really well. That is that the email that we're creating should be between 150 and 300 words. Does it speak directly to the avatar? Is it an interesting read? And is it consistent with not out, our brand? Uh, there we go. And so that is what we need. We prompt that. That's it. Okay. So we put in the context, we put in our brand criteria, and then what happens is this all gets merged into a big fancy merge block here. And then, yeah, Shlomo says, yet another childless millennial. Yes, I hear you. And then it goes into this brainstorm agent where this agent here, the prompt is so you can kind of see how the stuff comes in here. So here's the input. Here's what's coming in. We have an avatar, brand name, content creator, email criteria, previous emails, context examples. This is the blogs, the context examples, and a few other things, right? And so you can see here, here's the prompt. This is inputting the content creator. Your goals are brainstorm 10 to 20 original emails. Focus on this avatar, right? And the reason why I use it like this instead of just pasting it in is because we use that avatar for every single block. We're saying, here's who we're talking to, here's who we're talking to, here's who we're talking to, don't forget, right? And then create ideas that emotionally resonate with our brand. You can pull inspiration from our previous emails and our expert content here. And so I'm linking in our previous emails and our content examples. And so this gives it that whole thing. It gives it persona, it gives it action, persona, context, exemplar, tone. Right. So use the tone and the format. All those six perfect prompts are all here and it's all automated. So that's in a nice, beautiful, perfect prompt format. Right. And then uh and I don't want to just read text for you guys. So I'm just gonna without having to read all the text, I'll just tell you like here it came up with 15 original emails for Positively Chic, cozy fall vibes, sell your home for the pup space in autumn, the art of discreet living, stylish solutions for pet clutter, daily rituals, elevated seamless training. So you can see as it's coming with these ideas. So these ideas pretty good. Some are lame, some are great, right? So now we have all these ideas. We then ask, that's our list of ideas. We then ask a different AI to pick the best idea. Based off of these ideas, here are the ideas. Pick the topics that resonate with our brand. Based off of these ideas, pick the best topics that resonate with our brand's avatar. Here's the avatar, again, reminding it constantly. Here's who we're talking to. It's a who situation, right? And here are the content ideas. And you can see here it kind of it expands out. You're a design savvy pet owner who understands great style. Pick the best topics that resonate with our brand's avatar. Our customer is a style conscious dog owner, millennial, a childless millennial. And then here are the ideas. Cozy fall vibes, the art of discreet living, there's a whole bunch of them. The Positively Chic welcome, curating the first home, so on and so on. Okay. And then what it does is it outputs. These are all great, but my favorite one is the art of discreet living, stylish solution for pet clutter. Okay, so we then take that output and we then create a prompt where we say, okay, here's what we like. Uh, oh, somebody's saying that my emails. So we here's the email prompt. Write three versions of an engaging marketing email based off of the top list. Each version should address this, match the style, and never. Oh, here you go. Here's one of my favorite prompts. Please do this. Here's one of my favorite prompts. Never use en dash. Use commas or other punctuation instead. That's if you don't get anything from this presentation, that's a really good one. Just copy paste that into all of your prompts, and you'll get that'll drastically upgrade your content creation. Okay, so that sends it all over, and we're gonna go ahead and trigger this and watch it go. So we're gonna execute. And you can see here it's pulling in from Dropbox. That's pretty quick, right? And what happened here is it said, hey, we're going to use Grok, but because Grok, there's too much context, Grok can't handle very, very, very large data files just because it has a smaller window, 16,000 or something. But Google Gemini can do 1 million tokens. And so what I do is I have Grok go first, and if it's too big for Grok, then Grok says, "Hey, this is too much for me," and then I send it to Google, right? So you can see how you're like playing off these different AIs with each other. Okay, now that we tried Grok, and then it defaulted back down to Google. So we created those ideas and then get sent over to this evaluating agent. And I'm using OpenAI or ChatGPT for that. And so again, using one AI to create and another AI to judge works really, really well. So then we create the email prompt. And then and then now it's writing a whole bunch of versions of that email, and it's going to convert it to a file here. So that's what it looks like to run. Now this part, this is what this looks like. And again, I don't want to like wowie, not trying to wowie pizzowie too much here. I'm just trying to show like these concepts, and then we'll bring it back in and kind of wrap it all together in a final concept here. So here's what's happening. It's executing this workflow. So it comes in, and I'm having every single AI that's commercially available to me. Well, most of them, I'm having the large the most popular AIs all write the email. So here's one where I'm having Claude write it. Here's one where I'm having XAI or Grok write it. Here's one where I'm having ChatGPT write it. And here's one where Google's writing it. So they're all doing their own method, own kind of style of creating the email. And each one of them is taking that email idea and writing 3 or 5 versions of that email, right? So if you have 5 versions, we have one concept and 5 versions, and times 4, so we're getting 20 email examples of that. Okay. Then I merge it all together and then put choose the best. And then I say, okay, now that's all merged together, 20 emails created by 4 different AIs, right? We're using all the AIs to try to do it. Let's judge them all again. So create, judge, iterate. That's the idea. That's the concept, right? So choose the best email. And so I'm using ChatGPT here to choose the best email. I'm also using Google and Grok down on this one. So they're independently looking and judging, and then whatever their favorite one that they like, they're saving it to a file and they're outputting it. So I did this earlier just so we could make sure it didn't have a glitch with um, live demos. And here is the result, which I thought was pretty awesome. And I'll go ahead and share this in the chat. The art of discreet living with stylish solutions. We adore our pups, but let's be honest, this gear can sometimes feel less than chic. Dog toys, leashes, and training tools often threaten to disrupt the clean lines of our aesthetic. So you can see the idea that we're talking about the aesthetics. We care about the avatar. The avatar cares about their pet, and they care about aesthetics. Those are the two things. Those are the two things that we address, right? We're specifically using our brand name in here. And here's how you can master the art of discreet living: stylish storage solution. Ditch the brightly colored stuff. Opt for beautifully woven stuff. Multifunctional furniture, elevated feeding solution stations, and smart placement. So it goes in and talks about different stuff. And I know I thought this was a pretty good email. And of course, it also has a call to action, which I really like. It got this from our email examples where we always have a shop our collection or shop. Here's this one product that works well for you. And then it always ends with from our pack to yours, the team here. So uh, that is the that's it. That's how we use this concept where we can have many AIs create content, many agents create content, different AIs judge the content, and then come up with a perfect solution. And so the nice thing is that now that we have this, we have a system and a process that allows us to create amazing content. So hopefully that was like you got a lot of value from that, and there was some cool stuff in there. I was trying not to go like too crazy advanced because I know a lot of people aren't necessarily very up on N8N flows. But the cool thing is that the stuff is very powerful, and we're just at the beginning of it, which I think is pretty awesome. So now we're gonna wrap it all up. So here are the tips for six. Oh, I think I mistyped my email. Yours in the chat. Andrew at titanmembers.com. I don't know if I typed what I typed earlier, but Andrew at titanmembers.com. Try that. Tips for success. make the loop work for you, you need to make sure you have good content agents. Make sure you have a clear brand voice and a clear avatar. Get really good content to put into it, right? So books, top blogs, top successful emails. We took all of our emails that we've sent over the last 3 years and we triaged them into the top third that had the highest open rates and the highest engagement rates. And we said, here's our top third of emails that have the highest engagement rate. So it's good content. We have to give good context, right? Also, I found that like shorter the prompts can be much better. To use a different AI to judge, make sure you have a clear avatar so you know that avatar can be used to help judge. And then start out broad and then narrow it down. So you want to think of that divergent thinking and then convergent thinking. So generate a long list of ideas and multiple emails and then hone it all down. So that's the idea. So in summary, what we learned about today was the AI. I want to remind everyone some of these frameworks that we talked about. The AI audit rule, that is every 3 to 6 months, ask yourself, can I audit this? Can I do this with AI? Can I make this role with, make this role with AI? Can I replace this task? Because the stuff moves so quickly that every 3 to 6 months, those things could potentially be ready to be automated. We talked about the perfect prompt formula. So that's the six criteria for the perfect prompt formula. The AI review loop. We talked about the N8N flows and tips, and your AI business coach. And so, what I think you should do today, some actions to take today, is write a perfect prompt with those 6 criteria. Use one AI model to judge another model. Bookmark and use that AI coach. Do that and follow it and read it. The results from the AI coach are pretty amazing. And then use the AI audit rule. Test if AI can automate this task and do that every 6 to 8 months. And then email me for those N8N flows, Andrew@titanmembers.com. But if you guys want more, if you like this stuff and you want to talk about more, try to really get into more of the, hand holding of how to implement these things and so much more. I started doing, you can check out the Titan Network. I do a weekly AI work party for ecom sellers. We talk specifically about for FBA sellers, and we focus on 7 and 8 figure sellers. So we're not beginner stuff. This is supposed to be, we talk about the fundamentals. Like the perfect prompt is that fundamental aspect, right, of how to get started and make sure you do a good job at the beginning. But then also we go in crazy deep and start talking about how to do the advanced stuff as well, obviously. And so one thing that they've let me do is offer people a special strategic audit inside the Titan network. And so the strategic audit is we usually charge $1,000 for it. And it's a complete margin analysis and full analysis of your business. And we also do a one-on-one strategy call. And one thing I added in is we will get this N8N email workflow set up for you inside this call, inside that audit. So I'm adding that in there so because we can get that, we can help you guys set that up and we can walk through all the findings of that audit and deliver a personalized roadmap and give you all that. And so it's a strategic call. And also the Titan Network's a big, awesome network with 1,000 sellers in it. And it's just amazing the kind of stuff that you learn in there. And so that is usually a $10,000 a year plan, but they're letting me do it for a lot less than that. And so the strategic audit's 1,000, and then 14 days, the network's $830. And so that entire thing they let me do. They let me bring this price down to $297 for all you guys, a special deal for Kevin. And there you go. So you can secure that right now. If you want to just click that, scan that QR code, and it'll bring you in there to that Titan Kickstart offer. And also, very happy just to send you guys all this information. I love just sharing as much as I can. If you want to reach out to me at Andrew@titanmembers.com.